Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to make a very beautiful top along with bell bottom trouser for a 5-year girl, and I'm using only 2 meters of fabric for this dress. So each print is 1 meter in length. I'll be making top with this print and trouser with this print. So let's get started. First of all, we'll cut the top and then the trouser. So this is the total fabric I have. It's 1 meter in length. We'll fold this fabric. This is the length of the fabric. We'll fold it lengthwise. So this will be the length of our top. Now we'll mark for the width of our top, and that is 20 inches. So I'll mark in 20 inch and fold the fabric up to this point. Now the fabric is in 4 layers and this is 10 inches wide on fold. We'll cut from here. And now I'll open this fabric and separate front and back part. Now fold the back part and place front part on it after folding, keeping the direction of the flowers upwards. Now I'll mark for the half of shoulder, and that is 5.5 inches. It should be 5.5 from here. Mark for half of armhole round. I'm marking at 6 inches. Extend these points. At this point, we'll mark for 1/4 of the chest, and I'm marking at 6.5 inches, and I'll mark for cutting at 1 inch. At 10 inches from the top, we'll mark for the waist. We mark 1/4 of the waist, so I'm marking at 6 inches. Now join this point to the bottom in a straight line like this. We'll give a slope at the bottom, so we mark at 2 inches on this line and make a curve here like this. Join the cutting mark to the top to give a shape for back armhole, and mark for the front armhole a bit deeper. Now for the neckline width, I'm marking at 2.5 inches and at 3 inches for neck depth. Make a box here and draw a shape for front neckline. For back depth, I'm marking at 1 inches and give a shape. Now cut back neckline, back armhole and sides, keeping 1 inch seam allowance, and give a shape at the bottom where we marked. Now separate the back part and cut front neckline and front armhole. So we have cut the front and back part of top. Now from this fabric which is left, we'll cut sleeves and frills for the bottom of trouser. So we'll open the fabric, fold it widthwise like this, and we'll mark at 20 inches here and separate this fabric. This will be for the frills of the trouser. So we'll cut it out and separate this piece of fabric in 2 parts for 2 frills for the 2 legs of trouser. So each frill would be 10 inches long. So this is for one leg and this one is for the other leg, and from this piece of fabric we'll cut the sleeves. Now we'll put the frills aside and cut the sleeves. So the length of our sleeves when ready is 15 inches. And we'll attach a 5 inches frill at the bottom. So we'll reduce 5 inches from this length. We need 10 inches long sleeves from this fabric. And this fabric is 19.5 to 20 inches long. So this is sufficient for our sleeves. For the width of the sleeves, we need 7 inches wide fabric, so I folded it at 7 inch, cut extra fabric from here. So this is the fabric for our sleeves, and from this piece of fabric we'll add width to these frills, right? So we'll put them aside, and now we'll fold this fabric to separate the 2 sleeves and place one above the other and we'll mark at 6 inches for armhole. At this point we'll mark at 2.5 inches for the slope and join it to the top. For the bottom width I'm marking at 4 inches. Join this point to that point. Now we'll cut at these lines, keeping 1 inch seam allowance at the side, and we'll attach a 5-inch long frill at the bottom that will be cut from the trouser fabric. So from this fabric we have cut the top, the sleeves and frill for the trouser. And now we'll take the trouser fabric. This is also 1 meter in length, and we'll make trouser and frills from this fabric. So I folded the fabric widthwise. This is the width of the fabric and this is the length of the fabric. We'll fold it widthwise once again like this. Now the total length of our trouser is 26 inches. We'll attach 8-inch long frill at the bottom. This will be 8 inches after folding. So deducting 8 inches from 26 we get 18. Keeping 2 inches for folding and for the elastic waist, we need 20 inches long trouser. So I'll mark at 20 inches for the length of the trouser, including seam allowance. And now we'll mark at 1.5 inches from the top for the elastic waist. From this point we'll mark for crotch area at 9.5 inches and give a slight curve for the crotch shape. Now for the bottom width I'll mark at 6 inches. 5 would be less for this width, so I mark at 6 inches, and at the bottom we'll attach the frill. Join this point to the crotch area in a slight curve like this and cut, keeping 1 inch seam allowance at the side. So we have cut the trouser. This is the frill of the trouser. We'll keep it aside. Now from this leftover fabric we'll cut the frills, and this fabric is 20 inches long and we'll cut frills from this fabric. So we'll take our top, and the width of this top is 20 inches as we marked in the beginning. 20 inch for front and 20 inches for back, so that is 40 inches in total. And we need strip for the frill at least twice this measurement because we need to make gathers. As this fabric is 40 inches wide, so we need to cut 2 strips for the frills. So we'll fold the fabric 2-3 times. It will be easier to cut the frill, and the length of the frill would be 5 inches. So we'll mark at 5 inches for 2 frills, and I'm making another frill of the same size for the sleeves. So this will be the frill for sleeves, and this 40 inches wide strip is sufficient for both the sleeves. And we'll make another strip that should be 2 inches wide, and keeping 1 inch seam allowance I'll cut 3 inches wide strip, and we'll attach this strip to the neckline and chest part. And this leftover piece of fabric will be used to finish the neckline. So we cut 2 frills for the bottom, this strip for the sleeve and this one for the chest part. Now we'll go for the stitching. We'll stitch trouser first, and this is our trouser. We'll attach the joint on the frill first to increase the width of the frill. So we have attached the joint and hemmed the bottom of the strips as well. And now we'll simply open our trouser, keeping right side of our trouser in front of us. So we open it. This is the right side of our trouser, and 1 strip for each leg. So our frill will be attached here, and for that we'll join the right sides together, and starting from one end we'll pleat down this strip to the other end and stitch here. So I've attached the frill, pleating down the fabric here, and we'll do the same for the other frill. So I've attached the other frill as well. Now match the right sides together and stitch the crotch area. Stitch here and here. So I've stitched the crotch area. open it, and now we'll stitch the inside seam here. So I have stitched the inside seam as well, and now we'll attach elastic on the top part here, and I'll upload a separate video on how to attach elastic to a trouser in different ways and in detail. So we have attached the elastic as well. Now our trouser is done. So this is how it looks from the right side. It's looking very nice. Now we'll stitch the top. So this is the front and back part of the top. We'll finish the neckline first. So we'll cut 2 strips in the same shape as the neckline. So this is for the front neckline. We'll stitch here. And for the back neckline, we'll make a slit here. So I'm marking here at 2 to 3 inches, and we'll cut a strip in the same shape. So we'll take this leftover piece of fabric, it is folded, we'll place our center back on it, and we'll cut the strip in the same shape as the neckline. And from this mark, we'll keep 1 inch seam allowance and cut the strip like this. So this will be the strip for back neckline. We'll place it on the right side of the back part, matching the center of the strip and the back part, and stitch here, and we'll make 2 stitch lines here as well. After attaching the strip to the neckline, we'll make a few notches and fold the strip on the wrong side by folding it twice like this. On back part, I stitched here and down to this point and up to that end. Now we'll make a few notches here and make a slit in between these 2 stitch lines, and we'll also make a notch here so it will be easy for folding. Now we'll fold this strip on the wrong side and finish it. So I finished the neckline, both the front and the back neckline, and we'll attach a hook here. And now we'll attach the frill on the chest part, and for that we'll take the front part of our shirt and fold it from the center like this, and we'll mark at 1.5 inches from the top and 10 inches down the shoulder. It can be 8 inches as well. And from the center, we'll mark at 4 inches and join this point to the top mark. So we'll make a box and make a round shape like we do for the neckline. And now we'll fold it like this, so, and press it very hard so the mark comes on the other side as well here, and we'll attach the frill on this mark. So we'll take this frill that is 3 inches wide and hem one side of the strip and straight stitch on the other side. So this is for the gathers, and I hemmed the other side as well, and I also attached a few joints on the end of the strips to increase the width of the strip, so we'll get more gathers. And now we'll simply start from one side and we'll match the edge of the strip to this line and stitch here. So simply by adjusting the gathers, we'll attach the frill. So this is the line. We'll place our strip on it, matching the edge of the strip to this line, and we'll stitch on the running stitch we did before. So we'll simply adjust the gathers and stitch it on the shirt. The right side of the frill and the top is facing each other. As the bottom is round, so we'll place the needle inside the fabric and move the shirt as required. So I have attached the strip like this, and now open it like this. Now the right side is out, and top stitch here. So we'll simply top stitch here so the frill will sit in place. So it's very easy to attach the frill, and I left 1 to 2 inches unstitched at the top here, because we need to attach the back part of the shirt. And now we'll place the back part here and stitch the shoulders and fold the frill inside so it doesn't come under the stitch line. So I've attached the shoulders, we open it, the frill is free from here. Now we'll finish the end of the strip and then attach it to the shirt. So I finished the end and stitched it. Do the same on the other side, and now we'll attach the sleeves. So these are the sleeves. This is the right side of the sleeve, and this is the strip we cut for the frill of the sleeve. We'll separate it. This is for both of the sleeves. So we'll simply attach it here in the same way as we did for the trouser. So we'll match the right sides together, and starting from one end we'll make pleats of the strip and end at the other end here. So I've attached the strips at the bottom of the sleeves, and this is how it looks from the right side. Now we'll attach the sleeves to the top. So the part of the sleeve which matches to the front part, will make a slope for front armhole here. Fold the sleeve, mark the center, attach the center to the shoulder, and simply stitch the armhole. So we have attached the sleeves as we normally do. The frill is free from the top. After attaching the sleeves, you can top stitch it. And now we'll match the right sides together and stitch the side seams, starting from the bottom of the sleeve down to the bottom of our dress. So side seams are done. Now we'll give a few notches here and turn the right side out. And now we'll attach the frill at the bottom of our dress here, and we cut 2 strips for the frill. So these are the 2 strips. We'll join them from one side and hem the bottom of the strips and straight stitch at the top for gathers here. So I've hemmed the bottom, attached the 2 strips together, and I used straight stitch on the top for gathers. And now the right side of the strip and the shirt is facing us. We'll simply attach it at the bottom by matching the right sides together like this and start stitching from one end and simply stitch here. We leave a few inches unstitched at the side, so we leave a few inches here and then start the stitch line. The right sides of the strip and the shirt is facing each other. Adjust the gathers and stitch here. Now at the end, where we left unstitched, we'll join these strips together first and then continue our stitch line. So we have attached the frill at the bottom. This is the final look of the top. It's looking very nice. Must try it for your daughter. And I told you the easiest method to attach this frill on the shirt. We didn't cut the fabric from here, we simply attached it on the right side. And this is the trouser, and I hope you like the video, and if you do, thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe my channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and Allah Hafiz till the next video.